Hi, I'm John Passarella. Welcome to Bulldog Profiles. With me today is Dr. Kevin Skinkis, Riverside Brookville High School Superintendent. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, John. How are you today?
Pretty good. Thanks for being with us today.
No problem.
And thanks for being with us at RB.
It's been a great experience so far.
Well, you're new to us, but you're not new to the area. That's for sure. But let's kind of press rewind and go back to your career. You didn't begin as an administrator.
No, I started off teaching and coaching football at Morton East High School. And I had completed my master's in administration. I always had an interest in administration and leadership. And it was the middle of August, my fourth year at being at Morton, and the principal came out 2 or 3 days before school started and said that they had a dean of students resign. And did anybody have a Type 75 administrative certificate? And so happened, right place, right time, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history, and that's how I got into administration.
So you go into education, obviously to impact classrooms, and you go into administration to impact district-wide. So far, I know it's been a brief stay here, but your administrative career isn't brief. So far, is it what you thought?
You know what, my administrative career has definitely been a bundle full of great experiences. I tell you, one of the best experiences was being a dean of students, and I know you deal a lot with student services and student discipline, and that's kind of where all the action's at. You get you get to interact with the kids and get down to their level and try to understand why they're making some of the decisions they're making, and you help them come up with better choices and help them figure out what they should be doing differently. And then you realize all the stress that they're dealing with in their lives. And it kind of puts some things into perspective of why our role is important of being administrators.
I mean, there's no doubt you're impacting lives here and staff here. When you look back on your career as a student, was there someone that stood out that just made you feel that's something I want to do, that passion I see in that person as a teacher?
Absolutely, and I know I'll get some grief from the staff and students here for saying this, but I attended Nazareth Academy.
For sure. Great school.
And my head football coach over there, Dennis Moran, who was also the dean of students, he played a major role in my life. Between him and my father, it was kind of like having two fathers on me all the time through high school. And I went into accounting my freshman year at SIU, and I was like, I don't think I'm meant to be sitting in an office doing accounting and numbers all day. I want to be working with kids and coaching and teaching and impact young people like Coach Moran had an impact on me.
For sure. So as you look back, I mean, I can't imagine he's the only one, that did it, but obviously he changed the course of your life and pushed you in the field of education, which we know is not a job, it's our passion, and now you have a role here. You have a lot of challenges ahead of you. You got a great team, like any educator would. As you move forward, what are some of the challenges you look forward to?
Well, I think the biggest thing that's been a challenge for me this year is learning how to deal with a Board of Education. That's somewhat new. All of my positions at administrator, you either reported to a principal or an assistant superintendent or the superintendent. And now that I'm the superintendent, I'm reporting to a Board of Education, and that's unique in that you're dealing with 7 different personalities, and you're working with them as well as you're trying to then relay how they want the school to operate back to the administration and to the teaching staff, and then you try to create a balance. So that's definitely been a unique challenge. It's
got to be like a juggling act because they're all important, they all have a role, and in the same sense they're all an entity of their own.
Yeah, and you bring up juggling it. That's kind of been what the challenge has been the first 6 months on the job, is trying to make sure that we're addressing communication, trying to make sure we're addressing finances, board development, leadership development. So I feel like I'm starting to get a better handle on things now.
For sure. As you look back, in the journey as far as an administrator, or even as a teacher, What are some of the skills that you learned there that are helping you now? And obviously, the juggling act is critical, but you got to be organized and so on. And so, as you look back on your journey, where do you see like you reflecting back or reaching back to?
I tell you what, I think the two biggest skills that you learn as a teacher is organization and communication are essential to a good lesson, and that doesn't change in administration. You got to plan your work and then work your plan, and you got to make sure you over communicate so people are clear on what your expectations are, when you want things due, how do you want them done, and then you got to let people and their talents shine. So you have to learn how to delegate kind of down to the lowest level, just like in teaching. You know, every teacher wants to have a great lesson, but really to have those great lessons, it's when the students are leading the instruction and leading the learning in the classroom. And it's the same thing with administration. Delegate down to the lowest possible level and let people's talents and align with their responsibilities and let them do their thing.
Sure. I was talking to the staff that's around the office area on our end of the wall, the building side, not the district side, and just telling them, do you realize where we're working? One of the greatest high schools in the state and nation. And this was what I said to them literally yesterday. Realizing that, and parents listening in whose children are still at grade level or grade school level, you know, what do we say to them to let them know it's, you know, this is the place to send your kids and to why?
Yeah, no, I think our Riverside Brookfield High School is a great high school, and I would have no problem whatsoever sending my kids to Riverside Brookfield High School, with the exception of maybe some of the Nazareth people being mad that an alumni is not sending their children there.
Well, both good schools.
Yes,
yeah.
But I think that's the unique thing about Riverside Brookfield High School is I think you can get a great education and not have to pay tuition for it.
For sure.
And I think parents will realize that we do have some financial challenges that we're facing right now, and that's what I'm trying to address with the board, and hopefully we can get those things corrected so that parents can just enjoy their 4 years of their students being here and getting a great education.
Yeah, I bumped into a former colleague, and he was a department chair, and he said just continue to remind our staff that close the doors. It's the students that we're here for, and everything else will kind of work its way through. And that was a really profound statement he recently made to me that just made me remember that and think about that.
No, I think that's pretty accurate. It's very easy in our profession, especially in administration and as you deal at the district level, to lose sight of what's important, and that's the 1,500 students that we have here on a daily basis. And the day we lose sight of that is the day we're going to start going backwards. So we got to make sure that you and I don't forget that we're here for the kids.
Well, in the short time I've worked with you, I can actually say that you're the real deal in the sense the communication's important and follow through, and I appreciated that. And I've worked with a lot of administrators, and it just seems like the board continues to bring quality administrators to work around and drive the district, and that's really good to feel and good to know.
Well, I appreciate that, John, and you do a great job too. And I know those kids love your passionate your passion and enthusiasm when you're on that microphone in that cafeteria. You're running around at the game. So
you said a key word, and we only have about a minute or so. Communication. The last statement to those listening that want to get a message to you. What's the best way to get it to you, and the most effective way, so that you don't have to just come to a board meeting or just try to seek you out, and reach for you? How can they get a hold of you? And we'll close with that.
I'd say with today's technology, the best way probably to get a hold of me would be via email, because between either a smartphone or my laptop or my desktop, I mean, email is a pretty easy way for me to get a direct message from a parent and to send them an immediate response of, hey, I got your message, I'll look into it, or hey, I got your message, I'll call you in 24 hours or 48 hours. So I've seen mostly email being the most effective way to get a hold of me. If not, then you could always pick up the phone and call the office.
And that'd be Mrs. Nardi.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
Yes, sir, I should say. Okay. I'm sorry.
Well, she's yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she is yes,
Well,
ma'am.
I want to thank you for being here, and I really am excited to have you at RB, and I know that we're moving in the right direction through some tough times, but what school district isn't in the nation, and if they're not, they're an exception.
If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
You got it. And we really do appreciate you being with us on Bulldog Profiles and with us at RB.
Thank you.
Thanks. And thanks for joining us on Bulldog Profiles. Thanks.